The Vehicle by Jackie DeVille. Crows were squawking as the bullet trains headed southbound zoomed off. Nancy and Fred need not ride on them, however. They were just exiting the late-night diner, laughing about a joke Nancy had made about Fred's co-worker, Denise. She was secretly jealous of Denise's time with Fred, but Fred reassured her he was not at all into her. "You're my one and only," Fred smiled. "Okay." Nancy continued her Denise impersonation, and the two jumped up on late-night diner coffee, continued howling in laughter, fueled by caffeine and the sugar from Penny's pies. They stood on the sidewalk smoking a joint as Fred hailed a Lyft ride on his smartwatch. An ad started playing since Fred was on the service-free plan. "Your Lyft will arrive in 7 minutes," his watch read after being forced through a 2-minute advertisement for laundry detergent. "Remove stains immediately." Nancy answered a call from her friend Joseph, who was a close friend from high school. He had just gone through his second divorce and had apparently relapsed on cocaine. Nancy was on the phone for 10 minutes it took for the Lyft ride to arrive. "Well, Joseph, feel free to call me anytime you feel like using or just want to chat." Nancy bid farewell to her friend when she and Fred got into their ride back home. It was an early model Tesla, and the two chuckled at each other over its design. "Welcome to Self-Driving Lyft Services. We hope you will buckle up and enjoy our ride together." An overly chipper voice, all mechanical, came from the speakers of the vehicle. "Self-driving, eh?" Fred looked nervously at Nancy. "Oh, don't worry, Fred. They perfected these 5 years ago." She put her arm around his neck. The two cuddled silently as their sugar rush was becoming a food coma. The marijuana they smoked was a gram of a really strong indica from Northern California. The new state had just formed recently with some of Southern Oregon and California's old laws. The self-driving Tesla drove them for 15 minutes when Fred tried to roll down the window to see where they were. He found the button, but the window lock was on apparently. "Driver?" Fred cleared his throat. "How may I assist you two?" "Where are we? We should have been home 10 minutes ago." "We are taking a detour due to construction. Musk Maps shows several road blockages along the normal route to 4132 Hallow Drive." Fred then asked, "So how long do we have, driver?" "Not long. Please be patient." Nancy made a noise out of disgust. Can we get out here?" "You will not get back home on foot before end of curfew. Lyft regulations prevent me from letting you out here." The overly chipper voice seemed to celebrate their nervousness and frustration, but then Nancy and Fred noticed a car speeding up. "Must be taking the interstate," Fred stated. Nancy gripped Fred's hand very hard. The car then went up another gear and started going so fast they were drawn back in their seats by the velocity. "Oh, God!" Nancy screamed. "Patience is a virtue among our loyal customers. Please be patient. Please be patient. Please be patient. Patient." The speakers shorted out. "This car got a virus in it," Fred said, confirming his worst fears. Hold on to me, Fred," Nancy cried. "Do you remember in college when we fell in love to this song?" She showed him a song on the Tuba app. They once sang together this song drunkenly in his dorm room while helping each other study. "Yes, I do, dear." Fred was beginning to tear up. Finally, the window opened in some sort of button delay as the song on her phone began to play. The tuba app then turned the song up to full blast volume without Nancy's say-so. The view from the window revealed they were on a paved road headed straight for a cliff into Ashland City, Oregon limestone quarry. Dear God, Fred panicked completely. I can think of younger days, Nancy sung, when living for my life. She looked at Fred longingly with tears streaming from her eyes and smiled a desperate smile as the self-driving cars zoomed towards their inevitable death. Fred sang back, was everything a man could want to do. They sang the chorus together along with the tuba app as they noticed the car slowing down rapidly and finally to a stop. You will be reimbursed for your trouble by Lyft at 8 a.m. tomorrow. We are sorry on our end. Have a nice day, said the chipper voice. The doors opened up as the couple scrambled to undo their seat belts and exit the vehicle. They cried and laughed and cried some more and then found their way to a hotel right after paying a 20-minute ticketing warning past state curfew, which was 10 p.m. in Northern California. They both vowed to never use Lyft or any kind of ride share without a real driver. They also turned on the news. This just in. 50 reported deaths and 300 injuries out of 600 cases of self-driving glitches where the driverless vehicles lost control and wrecked the vehicle. Governor Musk, son of Tesla designer Elon Musk, has spoken out for a conference tomorrow. We now turn to Ronald in Stockton, where a 5-car pileup occurred, causing 2 deaths and 6 injuries. Ronald? Yes, Cindy, I'm here in Stockton, where behind me are several ordnance officers getting put on standby, and police officers await till it's safe to go investigate. I got my night pass, as you see. I'm approaching the Sheriff Amanda Selwood. Amanda, do we have any information on this hack? Yes, we cannot say much, but we already know most of the time that artificial intelligence gets hacked by other artificial intelligence. So this is not conclusive by any means, but all we have gathered from Survivor Smart data is that each survivor turned on the tuba app 1 minute before their car stopped. Unfortunately, that did not happen here, where no single party turned that app on. There's no apparent relation between Tuba and Tesla. In fact, both companies are owned by competing shareholders, so we cannot really say there's any relation at all. However, we will have to shut down Lyft, Uber, and all other rides have services for 2 days until we can somehow know that it's safe to use these again. Thank you, Sheriff Selwood. We are again reporting live from Stockton here at Channel. The couple watched the news for another hour, talking about the events that unfolded that night. They were most of all happy to have each other and to be alive and safe in their hotel room.